Welcome to Hair Hero Elite's Hair Talk. Look, we we have been having a good time so far, so I just want to say thank you for all of you out there. My name is Von Leon, and we are Hair Hero Elite, home of Aqua Scalp. And I just like to thank everyone that has supported and that has told me to push forward in spite of and to share the information so that I can help and change people's lives. So I'm very thankful. Hold on. Make sure you guys can hear me. Oh man. I forgot to place my microphone. I heard myself, but now I realize I need to bring it up a little bit louder. All right. So I'm just so intrigued. One of the things that I love is my ability today because of Hair Hero Elite and Aqua Scalp, allowing me to get out of the slum. Never before have I realized how blessed I am and the knowledge that God has allowed me to retain and run across that that is here for other people. That I'm here to be a blessing to other people, to help people, because there are people out there suffering. And I have knowledge that can help and my experience, my trials, tribulations, my oops, what had happened was happening to me is a little different than happening to other people because I search and I dig to find out why. To tell me that just happened doesn't work for me. That's not how I'm wired. When I took Bible study was probably one of the greatest things is you have to know why sometimes God is saying something. And and the best way to know why is to trace it back to its original text. And one time I was studying, as a Christian, I was studying and I was reading the text and I was like, oh my goodness, oh, it's contradicting, the Bible's contradicting itself. Me and my ignorance, I was like, oh goodness. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, I can't show nobody this. And I felt God speak to my heart and say, there's no fault in me. You're the problem. Man, and it was like, you need to study more. It was a particular scripture where it mentioned an incident twice. I think it's in the same chapter where it talks about Paul's great conversion. Saul, he was writing, and and it said in one scripture, one part, it said they didn't hear, they didn't understand, they didn't hear what was being said to Paul. And then later on, I read, or I don't know if it's vice versa. For you Bible scholars, that's my bow out that I could be wrong at where what the alignment or which one comes first. But then later on, it said they heard and didn't understand. So I was like, oh, it's contradicting itself. One place it said they heard, another place they said it didn't hear, and God said, you know, you need to study. There is no fault in me. I went to studying, and then that's when I had the revelation, or I came into knowledge that in Greek and Hebrew they also have synonyms, two words that mean the same thing, but they say it differently. So when you read the two texts, right, this is becoming a Bible story. But this is how I explain. I guess one of my friends told me, he said, man, she was like, you're so churchy, your jokes and all. But anyway, get back, because I want you guys to see this. So in one part of the scripture, it said, they did not hear with understanding. And that has its own Greek word. Then, in the other portion, it said they heard, but they did not understand. Because at that time, when Paul was being confronted by Jesus, and he knocked him off the horse and blinded him, and he said, Paul, Paul, why do you kick against the pricks? Or why do you come against me? Something you can't win. And he spoke to Paul in his native tongue that he grew up with when he was a child. Because Paul was a very learned man, and he knew the law and everything. So Jesus spoke to him in his native language, so the other people wouldn't understand what he was saying just to Paul. And that's why I had a revelation to keep digging. It'll make sense if you keep studying. So trace it back till it makes sense. So just like when your children keep asking you why, and why? Oh, that's the hardest question to answer if you're not studying. So, because kids want you to give it to them so simple that they get it. And that's my gift to you. If I don't know, I will dig and dig and dig until I can explain it to you in a native tongue or in simple forms so that you get it. That's important to me. So I think I'm a little hot on this camera. Let me see. Does that look a little better? I hope so. I'm already chocolate. I can become light skinned. And I love my skin. I love the skin that I'm in. Okay, getting back. Last week we had a long time, and we definitely went over. I was having a good time sharing information, and I knew it was important. And one of the important things that we talked about last week was your circle of professionals, not circle of friends, but you're having a circle of professionals. I mentioned 5. Let me see if I can pull them back up for you. Here. All right. Here's the circle of 5 professionals that you should start creating. Simply because they can help detect errors and lead you in the right path to correcting them, to get your hair back, to find out why you're having this extreme hair loss. Now, in this portion, we've already left hair breakage, because hair breakage is external, okay? That means we're doing something externally to the hair, from shampoos, curling irons, chemicals, braids, locks. All that is external. Okay, now we also learned that when it comes to like chemicals, we can do some external things that have internal causes or side effects. So we went from external. We talked about external affecting the internal and some internal. Now we're going to talk about some more, just a few more internal things. I just want to drive this point home because it's such a great point. Also, don't forget to tell your friends, check in next week. We're going to go on location. I didn't have the clip ready. We're going to be at a salon, and we're gonna have some hair talk. You know, it's bigger than just hair health. Anything connected with hair, we're gonna be talking about, and I think this is the beginning of something so great. Just like Aqua Scalp. Aqua Scalp is so much bigger than people realize. You're just in the tip of the iceberg if you're using it. We had a testimony. We tell people we made it for your scalp skin, and it's doing wonders. And we're definitely going to show you personal, we're going to let you hear some personal testimonies. We're going to show you different ways to use it, because you haven't, if you haven't really been using it like a maniac, you don't know yet. And it's okay, because I was ignorant to the effects and how powerful Aqua Scalp is or was. But now I'm walking in some revelation of just how it's changing people's lives. I just heard a testimony today that blew my mind, but I'm trying not to go in it, but it was, well, a gentleman has been suffering for like over 30, 40 years. And within 3 days, y'all know, you know, us Baptists, we cut up when you tell us about them 3 days. But in 3 days, he said it did more than all the doctors and all the medications he's been using. He's been dealing with the issue since he was 12. Your scalp skin, if you understand and dig like I dig, and don't just leave it with professionals also. I know we have these professionals here, your hairstylist, dermatologist, general physician, which is your doctor, holistic health doctor, and a trichologist or trichologist, depends, tomato. These are great professionals, but you still have to do your homework. I had a lawyer one day tell me, you're gonna leave, you know, you hired a professional, but it's your life. If you're okay with leaving your hands in because you paid someone some money, think about leaving your life in the hands of someone and just because you paid them money and you're not trying to assist or to get a great understanding of what's going on. It's your life in the end. If you go to jail or pay a fine, you pay it. You got to pay that time. You got to do that time or pay that fine. Look, you don't see that's that spirit moving. Okay, so yeah, definitely, you still have to do your homework. Don't just take what doctors say or professionals say, even me. Check behind me, because when you're checking, it helps me to do my job even better. Like my pastor told me, I know y'all might have heard me say it before. My pastor has told me years and years ago, the more questions you ask and pull out of me, the better I teach. The more I dig, because I want to give you the truth. Now, if I'm offended, maybe I don't know my job as well, or I don't want to do the job. That's a whole nother thing that might need to be questioned. But anyway, get back next week. Check us out. We're gonna be talking about booking your appointments with a professional hairstylist, and online booking versus traditional. Yes, that's a great talk. And also about one of the other subjects is sitting and growing your clientele rather than running around doing this and doing that, doing workouts. It's going to be a great conversation. I'm going to see if I can find that clip so I can put it in and show it to you. Just a little clip. But anyway, getting back, we talked about the five professionals, and it's great that you start building this list. If you never heard of it, it's definitely okay. It's okay. And I went to a hair loss class. Hold on, let me see if I can see. I went to a hair loss class and they told me about a sixth professional that might need to be added because some hair loss is traumatic and it messes with a person's psyche or their mental thinking. And I just didn't think about it like that. And it was really deep for me. But I had to bow down and understand that the person was absolutely right. There's some people that don't handle this well at all, and they go into depression. And I just didn't see it. So some people might need to go see a Yes, Lord. Hold on. Make sure I give it to you. Correct. What's the right? Okay, hold on. Cancel this. I'm going to put this up for you. All right. Well, anyway, a psychologist. Can't get it up on the screen. We're having some technical difficulties. But psychology, because some people need to go to therapy because of their hair loss. And they go into a depression. And if that's part of what you're going through, then yeah, you just might need to do that. Do what you need to do. And if you're having trouble dealing with your hair loss issues and you can't sleep, definitely go see a professional. So go get some therapy, sit into some sessions. And sometimes it does you good to talk it out. Sometimes talking it out is just the best thing for you. Let me take these headsets off because it's doubling and it's kind of messing me up. So if that's what you need, I'm for it. Go all in and do it and go see that professional. So here we are. Oh, if I'm too loud, please let me know. Let me make sure I can see your comments. Oh man, let me see. Hello. So, Devin, if you have any questions, please ask them. Whether you see this live or on the replay, we want to make sure that everybody is getting it. So, we'll take this everything down here. I think it's been up long enough. All right. So now let's get into, we have those professionals. So I want to read something to you. This is an excerpt from my book, page 92 to 93. When you have a lack of water, greater problems come because of the dry state. Just like psoriasis of the liver by the way of alcohol, the alcohol has a drying, dehydrating trait. The liver becomes dehydrated with some scar tissue and unable to function properly. Now you will have your skin. Now you will have skin issues. Think about it. Cause and effect. Remember, dehydration is detrimental. Keeping hydration is essential. That's one of the things in my book. That's one of the quotes that you'll see in my book. I think the 4th chapter. Dehydration is detrimental. Keeping hydration is essential because water is life. And with that being said, I tell people, and you'll hear me say it over and over again, look in a desert. There are not a lot of plants in the desert. Not a lot of things grow in the desert. But when you go to a rainforest, just pull up desert plants. Then just pull up a rainforest. A rainforest is so beautiful. And because everything is in there, so it could even be scary because you don't know what kind of bugs gonna be in there. But everything lives there. Everything lives. So that's why I come up with the quote, because in all of my studies, it's important to keep hydration. Now, hydration, having too much moisture, not hydration, your style may feel heavy, but you still have hair. So if you don't have the correct conditioner, but you need to keep something on your hair until you can get to someone. It sounds crazy. Go heavy. Add the moisture. So if you have European hair or not, but you know it's damaged and you can't get the right thing, go ahead and look like grease lightning. Put some moisture on there until you get into a professional to get the right products for your hair. It'll give you time to get to the right thing. Also, with all other cultures, if you're in doubt, you can always do moisture to give you your time. And the worst thing that can happen if you use too much moisture, or which actually, I don't believe in, you have a real negative by using too much moisture. It's just that it makes it heavy or weighed down. It's not going to break off. Your hair's not going to break off because you use too much moisture. But it will break off if you use too much protein or, what, from my teaching, the wrong conditioner. Because before it's too much, it becomes the incorrect conditioner. So once you use protein to where you need it, you discontinue and do a hydrator or moisturizer. That's important. And it's important that you know the difference between hydration and moisture too, as a consumer and especially as a professional, because Aqua Scalp is a hydrator. And there's been a time where I've been into a salon and I presented Aqua Scalp because so many people are having scalp issues. I don't. It's I almost want to say a pandemic, but it is really an epidemic proportions because people are losing hair left and right, and it's not just from stress. People lose hair from stress. Now that's different. You got to stop stressing and hope and pray it hasn't been too long. But there's sometimes you can get that hair back because it might not always just be stress. It could improper diet, functioning of your something in your body system is off. Alopecia areata. Look, your body fighting against itself. So you got to tell your body, you got to find out, you might have to reset your body. And that's something we're going to mention today also. When your body doesn't, is just out of whack, believe it or not, you can do it right at home. You need to reset. Reset, reset, reset. And most of the time, most of the hair breakage, a lot of times hair breakage come from us, either not knowing what to do, you know. And then if you go to a professional, it's on them. But they have to learn your body, and you know your body, so you got to start learning it for yourself. And so that's what we are with this today's broadcast is apparent dry scalp. Okay, in and under the skin, part 2. But we're basically dealing with just inside the body. I hope this helps open the eyes of some people to know there's other things that you can do to assist, but you got to ask questions. You got to do the research. I mean, I'll help you if you contact me, and of course you can do that with Volumon. Let me make sure that's on there. Volumon. Here, let me make sure I get you this here. All right. Y'all just continue to be patient with me. We've been growing this, and as I see things needed, I'll add them in. But we're just doing the best we can right now, and we're going to give you great shows and great things to definitely be a part of. All right. Let's see how that looks. Okay. Ooh, we need to do something to that. Let me add this on here. All right. All right. So if you do need to contact me, here's my email above. VonLeon@Hair Hero Elite. You can text me questions. If you don't want to put them on I'll prefer if you put them in our comment on our video. But if you don't, please, you're welcome to email me, and we can probably use something that you talk about on the show or on the topic, because I need to hear from you. So I know what some of the things that you're dealing with that you need help on. And that's what I do. So now, moving forward to, you want to know your body, and you got to know your body. So chapter 5 inside my book starts on page 96. If you have the first version, hopefully, definitely check it out. This is my book, Hair Hero Elite. Oh, here we go, Hair Hero Elite. The breakage book, How to Not Lose Your Hair. Oh, do we have a picture of my book so you can see? So I'm gonna bring that up. We're definitely gonna have to find that. That is a shame. Mm-mm-mm. So, one of the things that we want you to know is to know your body the best you can, so we can we want you to know your body the best you can, and just continue to grow. We're not figuring it out here. It's okay. We tried to find you an image of my book here so you can know what it looks like. And that is no. Anyway, we're going to read this little excerpt from my book in the 5th chapter where it's kind of a good starting point, but I want you to hear it. The name of the 5th chapter is Deeper Than the Skin. Okay? Let food be thy medicine, medicine and medicine be thy food. There are in fact two things, science and opinion. The former begets knowledge, and the latter ignorance by Hippocrates. Okay? You gotta use food. Foods, I know a lot of times we're struggling to get real food over GMO because we have a ton of GMO products that are out, and and it costs to eat healthy. The cost of a non-GMO steak, let's say if you look at a steak, is maybe $17 for however many come in that pack. But if you go with GMO meat or meat that's not marked as non-GMO, you can get twice that for half the price or for the same price. So it will cost you. Yes, it will cost you. There's no getting around that. I just hate to say that. Oh, on the back. Oh, I'm so sorry. So you're looking at your cost of living expense is going to go up because your diet has a part. But we can start off a little bit at a time. It might be fruits and vegetables. I did an experiment with an onion, and with the onion, I bought an organic onion, and I put it up, juiced it. Yes, it has juice. We juiced the onion. I took some petals of the onion and dropped it in there, and I was using it as my first study about dealing with the inflammation on the scalp, because a lot of hair is lost because of inflammation. Okay, you dealing with some type of inflammation in the skin or underneath the skin that has residual effects or side effects in the skin or on top of the skin. So remember that if you can correct the inflammation, that's the beginning of getting your hair back. You need the hydration, start working on the inflammation, and the vitamin E helps to regenerate. Terminal dermal papilla is healing. So I can't say that enough. The vitamin E is healing, but you need to deal with the hydration. The lack of hydration tells you there's an issue. I left my email up so you guys can still know you can email me. But let me just say this: I really want you to contact, and it helps me out if you reach reach out on the video stream so I can know the subject matter that you heard that day. So we want to deal with the inflammation, or why. The dehydration is really just telling you your skin is broken in that area. Something is going on because your epidermis is supposed to carry 20% water weight or hydration or water in it. So if it's dry, there's an issue that's probably deeper than the skin. Thus, you get one of the reasons for this chapter. And here's another quote by a doctor I really, I admire his teaching. You know, I like listening to him. He gives me things to think about. And it's really two doctors. One is Dr. Joel Wallace, and he's the first doctor to really just cause me to think differently. But the gentleman that we're going to quote today is Dr. John Bergman out of California. He says, if the cause is self-induced, then the solution is self-induced too. If the cause is toxicity and deficiency, then the solution is sufficiency and purity. Dr. John Bergman. So all that goes to tell you we got to be careful of what we're doing. We got to become more knowledgeable about the things that we're eating and the products that we're using. And we need to try to first eat better. When you're on this road to trying to heal yourself and your body's out of whack and you don't know how, first thing I'll recommend is doing a detox. And do it for 30 days. That's what I recommend. I know people will battle me with that, but stop being quick. People, you didn't get in this situation quick, so don't try to solve it so quick on every level. Some things are going to take time, and some things you can do quick. Now, you can change your mind today that you're going to do, start over. You're going to do better with your health. I'm always working on mine, and I fall short sometimes. So, oh, did we lose? So, with that being said, we want to keep going on and help you learn more about your body. Oh my goodness. So, Dr. John Bergman talked about self-induced impurity. So, we definitely use great products in our Aqua Scalp. We use one of the things, it's a great vitamin argan oil and peppermint oil to work on your behavior to help cancel that inflammation that you're dealing with, because we know that's the beginning. So what I did was, it's just like black cow. I don't want to say fertilizer because sometimes you use too much fertilizer to burn you up. But good, wholesome black cow that works. It's a fertilizer that works. It gives you the nutrients and everything that you need. It sets you up to win. So that's what Aqua Scalp does. We're creating an environment for growth. Thus, we cause your hair to grow. So that's why it does so well. It's not just going right after the hair strand, but let's go after the root where it comes from. Let's go after the base. Let's create a great environment for that. So that's the whole thing that we're trying to do with Aqua Scalp. But today, let's get back to dealing with stuff that's underneath the skin. Oh, here's another quote on page 100. Reasons why we have internal hair loss. Systematic here, is we were talking about systematic issues. Systematic here means relating to a system within the body. No organ or gland works on its own. It works as a part of the body's system. So, if one is affected, then something else will be affected. So when you go and you get an organ removed and everything, like I had a friend of mine getting her gallbladder removed, which concentrates and secretes. It's a part of the system. And I asked her, she said, well, if I get it removed, I have to go to a special diet. So I was like, wow, before you make this, let me research and see what helps build your gallbladder back up. It's the same thing that they tell you that they gave her to the same way she has to eat. It's once she gets it removed. That was just amazing to me. So basically a Mediterranean diet and certain foods help strengthen the gallbladder. Those are the same things they told her that her lifestyle changed to make her gallbladder situation better. They're like, okay, if this happens again, this is all the negatives that you're gonna go through. And this is the diet that you have to switch to. She said, well, I eat like that anyway. I kind of eat like that, but I just haven't been doing it as much. So I begged her, I said, well, why just do the diet? You fix the present issues. So out of fear from the doctor, she proceeded to go under the knife and get her gallbladder removed. So now that's gonna mess with her hormone balances because the body is a life circle inside. There's nothing in there for no reason. God made our body perfect. So you just wanna know when something's out of whack, it might be best for you just to cleanse the whole body. And I mentioned cleansing the body in my book. And, I'm not getting paid for this, so, you know. But I have at the back of my book, let me see what page, and it talks about cleansing. It also has your circle of professionals at the back of the book. You want to get the book. It's not that expensive, now, especially not when it comes to your health. Really. A scalp detox, scalp hydrated treatment. Hold on. And, oh, I'm sorry. There we go. What in the world? It's in the apex. Oh, okay, here it goes. I'm sorry. Detox, page 165. That's what I recommend you go through. And it's just my recommendation, and this dual action cleanse is one of my favorites. Not that I haven't used any other, but the formula that I use is in the back of my book. And you want to just let the body reset. That's how you reset your body, is just do a nice cleanse. So definitely do that. So now, we're dealing with inflammation or something in the body happening. You want to eat your dark green leafy vegetables. You want to look for signs that will tell you something is out of whack. And if you've never done a cleanse, you know, I'm not up to doing it every other month, all year, 6 cleanses a year. I'm actually behind. It's the third month, right? I should have already done one. So I'm getting ready to start it. I already have it. But you want to detox and just flush the body. And you don't have to do it perfect. it's still better than never doing it at all. So that's one of the things that I definitely want to make sure that you follow up on. Do it. If you 50% mess it up, you're still 50% more than what you do. You're still better than what you were, the state you were in when you started. All right? So let's definitely do that. Doc, that's really the gist of restart your body, and there's some good things. One other thing I definitely want to mention. Let's think of this. I just heard Dr. Sabi video on, and I did not think about it myself because I'm a busy man, and I'm always running. It's trying to do better and getting the proper sleep because I'm studying or working for the company and helping others. Is we have to check our iron. So a lot of times we have iron deficiency, and iron is used to take oxygen to all the cells of the body. And if we're not getting our proper amount of iron, all kinds of things can happen. When you have low or slow blood flow and a lack of iron, you can't think properly. Let me run that to you again. If you're not getting what the body needs, then it's harder for you to think rationally or to think. Sometimes when I'm flustered or I'm having trouble thinking, I'm like, wow. I'll read my Bible sometimes, and sometimes I'm like, I really need to rest because I'm having a hard time thinking. That lets me know I haven't had enough sleep, which I know everyone gets on me. I'm trying to do better. But enough sleep, and that my iron could be low or my blood could be slow. Okay, when you hear me say slow blood, I'm talking about sticky blood or thick blood. Your blood flow is thickened. So in other words, I need to drink more water and take my iron. So that's essential. And when your body becomes toxic, it can cause the same result. So sometimes we need to get in there and wash that body out. Find you a good detox. Talk with your doctors if you're on medication or whatever, and find you a good detox. Me, I say do 30 days. I know they have some that say 7, but what's going to hurt you? What is it going to hurt if you take the time and do one that's 30 days long and you make some mistakes along the way? You're just trying to create a better habit. So doing that, I do no beef, no pork, no fried food. I eat every 3 hours. It's in the back of the book, but those are some of the things that I do, and it helps me restart. So sometimes the body is just so toxic that you need to stop and flush. There are people that are on heavy medications, and something happens, and they can't take their medicine for a while, and they start feeling better. They need to detox from medicine sometimes. Sometimes we go med too quick. And that's in my book too. I talk about that. Rather than start, but just flushing the body and starting to change what you eat can make a huge difference. So that's it for Hair Talk today. One of the things I'm telling you to do, if you want to see your hair get better, help your inside to be better. Okay, that's one of the main tips today. If you have inflammation in your body or something's out of whack, flush your body. That's the quickest way to try to get you back started until you can get to a doctor. You can start cleansing, doing little things to cleanse. But if you can, go to your doctor first. But the way to a healthy head is having a healthy body. So do the best you can. This is Vaughn Leon. Our show today was definitely sponsored by Hair Hero Elite, home of Aqua Scalp. We love it. You know, we always got it here. So it's been great. It's been lovely, and it's also been wonderful to talk to you and share some of my new hair experience. Next week, we're going to be talking about booking your appointment. Do you like online? Do you like traditional? And about hairstylists growing their clientele. And we love to hear your feedback, definitely, from the consumer. Like to know what you're thinking about. We're going to be at So Savvy Salon. And we're going to hear from a couple of business professionals about what they think. So pay attention, jump on board, you know, maybe we'll discuss secrets from behind the chair in the future. All right, this is Vaughn Leon signing off again. Love you.